Now it's time that we have that conversation. I get it. It's going to make a couple people uncomfortable, but it's the new year. We got to start peeling back these layers in order for us to move forward. Now, when you hear the term the culture, you know exactly what it means in the Black community, right? We're talking about the entertainment culture, music culture, the same culture that makes it okay to disrespect women, the same culture that makes it okay to blow your money on frivolous, materialistic things, you know, the same culture that tells us to do unhealthy things to our body and, you know, perpetuates violence and things. And they home. But this guy, this YouTuber by the name of Aquarius Wave, posted this video today that I think we should check out. Why I abandoned the Black culture. Shout out to Anton Daniels as well, because I've seen him initially react to, I've seen his thumbnail to this, and I was like, you know what, I got to check it out. So it's our very first time checking this video out. I don't know what he's going to say. Let's go.
What they call quote unquote Black culture is nothing more than low vibrational programming. Simple as that. If you look at all of the elements of quote unquote Black culture in America, it is all the lowest hanging fruit. It is the most degenerate, the most disgusting, the most perverted ideas that you could think of. And if you want an example, like just a very clear visual example, I wouldn't recommend doing it outside of strictly research purposes. Go and watch the BET Awards in the last 5 to 10 years. And I want you to see the progression of debauchery on the BET Awards. Now, if you don't know what BET stands for, good for you.
Yeah, Black Entertainment Television. But yeah, I totally agree with that. I actually haven't watched the BET Awards. You know, I've only been I've only come to this, you know, how do I say, this level of understanding with knowledge in these last couple of years. But prior to that, I would say it was about 7 years since I even decided to even check for a BET Award, man. I don't, you know, TV, let alone BET Award.
Because you probably haven't been exposed to this foolishness. But BET stands for Black Entertainment Television. It stopped being entertaining and it stopped being actually Black a long time ago. Viacom bought the company, and that's a white-owned company. They bought it from, I believe, Bob Johnson is his name, multi-billionaire Black man. He sold the company off to Viacom. Now, again, I don't give a damn about the race thing, but I'm making a point here to say that the Black Entertainment Television has become a caricature. It's become, people like to call me and not understanding that the true sellout. The true Black sellout is the one who sells his community out, which means he is destroying his community.
No, bro. Don't say that. You would get ridiculed for that. Trying to get rid of the people that's the drug dealers in the community. You know, really? They rather get rid of the guy that's trying to get rid of the drug dealer.
But is the one who sells his community out, which means he is destroying his community. The only people doing that are the dope dealers, the jackers, the executioners, the 304s, the cheek clappers. You understand me? These individuals are the degenerates in our society, in our quote unquote communities. And when they push this culture, these are the people that they put at a pedestal. These are the people that they elevate. If you look at even politics, look at left-wing politics. Kamala Harris bought up Meg the Stallion, Cardi B, Beyonce, right? Some people say, well, Beyonce is a little classier. I'm sorry. Since Beyonce stretched over 40, for some reason, she has lost more clothes. It's like the older she got, the less that she dresses. I don't know what it is about that.
I will be honest. He did not lie there.
Am I alone in that? Am I the only one who thought to myself, man, when she was like in her 20s, she was doing Destiny's Child. Yeah, maybe she was a little more shy or whatever. But I'm like, you know, there was wholesomeness there. There was a decency. And then all of a sudden we got almost booty butt naked Beyonce. What's going on? You're a mother of 2 now. What's going on? Maybe 3. I don't even know. I don't keep up with it like that. But what I do know is that we're selling the degeneracy. We're selling the debauchery. Worse enough, Meg was up there actually twerking it. She was throwing it back on stage.
Yes, at the Kamala Harris rally. And the fact that we said that it's insulting and degrading as a people to be represented like that at a political rally like that. Come on. And then they tried to condemn us. Oh, y'all guys are just da-da-da. When really, y'all was just tricked into going to Kamala's rally. And it was only because it was posed as a free concert.
We had Gorilla. Look, she seems real kind, like a good-hearted individual, but come on. The lowest vibrational, the most degenerate, the most vile. Then you go over to our men, and what are we doing over here? Bang, bang, shoot him up, huh? Gang, gang, gang.
Twin.
Smoking on Tuka. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Taking each other out. Eliminating the person who looks like your own cousin, your own brother. That's what we have been sold as our culture. Are you serious? This is why I gave up on the quote unquote black community. I already had my black card revoked. You understand me? Like, it was already being pulled. My black card, they pull your card, right? They pull your coat. They were pulling my card at first. And it got yanked away on November 5th when I made a decision that was contrary to what I was supposed to do. I got off the Democratic plantation and I made a decision for myself, like millions of other free-thinking individuals.
I'm so happy to hear that.
My black card revoked, completely removed. And you know what? I, for the first time, felt absolutely free because I was no longer obligated to anybody or anything besides the truth. I am beholden to the truth and nothing else. And that there is the greatest freedom that anybody could ever ask for, is when you know that you can say what needs to be said, and no matter who feels a type of way about it, you will still say it.
Yes, sir. I'm so happy to hear this, man. So many people have evolved off of the Democratic plantation since the Biden-Harris regime came into play. And like I always mention, it's so unfortunate that we had to endure the hardships of this administration. But look at the wonderful side effects that we're getting.
I feel bad for those who still feel like they have to hide their opinions and duck off into a corner. I really do. I feel empathy for you and I understand where you're coming from. And I will continue to be a voice for those who are afraid to speak out. But I will also continue to encourage you to say we all need to speak out, because so long as we don't, we allow this foolishness, this madness to represent us and to continue to perpetuate. Our kids are going to continue to consume the sexy reds, no Diddy, until we stop worshiping first and foremost, but we also have to speak out. And thank you to the brothers and sisters out there who are speaking out against this stuff. I really appreciate y'all because I know you're out there, but we need to speak with megaphones. They have been yelling and screeching these messages. They've been putting billions of dollars, advertising dollars, into getting this messaging across to us.
Quite literally, they're doing it in the entertainment industry, just pouring all their money they can into music that's all about senseless violence, ignorance, lesbianism, just all those type of things that's not necessarily good for our children to be children or anybody to be listening to coming up, as your brain is developing. Come on now.
And so we have to counter it with telling the truth. We have to, because this ain't for us. When they talk about they not like us, that goes so many different ways. We want to take black because they're not like us. They're not black like us. Skin folk don't make you kinfolk. If you don't have the same value system as I have, you're not my people. If you believe in the mutilation of children, you believe in deleting your children at mass, you're not my people. No, you're not my people.
Not at all.
I'm telling you that straight up right now. You're not my people. You might look just like me, but if you don't believe in family values, you don't believe in not slanging your thing all over the streets, you don't believe in keeping them legs closed, you're not my people. You're somebody who is living in an alternative lifestyle, and I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but I'm going to speak truth to power. I'm not going to stop you from cutting off your joint, but I'm going to stop you from doing it to my kids and everybody else's kids. It's gotten out of control. Our people they stand for nothing, so they fall for anything. They stand for nothing, so they fall for anything. They have no foundation. They do not have a grassroots, grounded approach to life.
No, because everything that our approach to life is, inherited from what we see and how we grow up. Honestly, man, I've never seen my parents, I'm just being honest, not trying to throw them under the bus, but I've never seen them read a book. You know what I mean? They never sat down and had a conversation with me about financial literacy and none of that. Instead, it was, entertainment that helped aid in those, those moments that those, those tasks could have been, being taught to me.
They are so disconnected from real life that they believe that
By the way, I'm not just sitting here trying to blame my mom and daddy. They did a really good job.
they're being sold is real, and so they perpetuate it. I've heard of teachers talking about they having little kids coming in class twerking into God knows whatever is out nowadays. Little boys bang bang shoot them up. You 10, 9 years old? What are you talking about?
Seriously.
What are you talking about?
I ain't gonna lie. I be seeing these parents drop their kids off at school, and I'll be, yo.
You barely got off of the Similac. You barely got off of breast milk, and you talking about what? And we've allowed this to perpetuate. We've accepted this as our culture. I gave up on the culture a while ago. I gave up on this culture because there is no community besides the ones who have the same value system, and color never had nothing to do with it, or sexual orientation, gender never had anything to do with it. It never had. It was always about right or wrong. It's always about dark versus light, good versus evil. It's always been that. It's always been deeper than skin. And yet we cling on to the identity thing, the identity politics, as they call it, right? We cling on to that with so much force and so much vigor that we can't actually allow any other message in. And so if somebody don't look like you can't even receive a message. You can't even be educated. You can't even...
Which really gets under my skin, I promise. I hate anytime, and I'm saying it, I hate it. Not strongly dislike, I hate it. When we as a people just see somebody white and automatically, oh, here go the white people. Oh, y'all, we got to go da-da-da. Well, I'm like, yo, the person didn't do... Well, now imagine if the shoe was on the other foot. They go, here go them black people. Black Lives Matter.
Get put on game by that individual. Somebody could change your life with the information that they have, and you're so fixated in your racism. And mind you, yes, black people can be racist.
Yes.
And oftentimes become the most racist because they're enabled into getting away with it. Oh, racism is a system. It's a system of inequity and justice. And because minority classes cannot be racist, okay, then what about the Jews? Why do they become racist even though they're minority? Well, they're white people. And no, they're not. They're their own ethnocentric group. But you just want to use what you want to use when it's convenient for you. And I'm not buying into it. And I'm not going to be bullied into buying into it.
Yep.
I won't be persuaded into foolishness. And when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. When I was vegan for 4 years and I realized this thing right here, this way of living is actually detrimental to me, and I was wasting away, I said, you know what? I'm wrong. And all this stuff that I've been preaching to everybody, I've been wrong. There are multiple times when I have ideas that I perpetuate, and I say, you know what? I was wrong on that. Any left-wing propaganda I ever pushed any time in my life, I renounce it completely. I was wrong. But we have so much pride that even when something is destroying, even when something is the very reason of our suffering, we will continue to perpetuate it. And we wonder why we continue to get the very same results from this toxic waste cesspool of a culture that we have created and that we've perpetuated and that we blame everybody else for. Mm-hmm. We blame it on the system. We blame it on the man. We blame it on, the woman. And now it's, it used to just be the man. Now it's the woman. We blame it on everything and everybody besides ourselves. Personal accountability, and to own that. And sometimes you're going to be an outcast. You're going to stand by yourself.
You know what? I will say that in the Black community, we need to normalize accountability, okay? Seriously. We need to normalize accountability, being able to go, you know what? I was wrong for that. I feel a little entitled right now. And that's the reason why I want to sit here and reply with so much fire. But you know what? I'll take accountability for my actions.
There are multis and multis of millions of people who do feel alone because in their surrounding, they're not the echoed sentiment. They're not the mainstream opinion. Like we've seen that the masses are, the silent majority, the masses are thinking the same thing, that this is ridiculous, but they're not the ones who are speaking out, unfortunately. And so the culture then follows whoever's the loudest, whoever has the megaphone. And it's time for us to take that megaphone back. And I'm so thankful to see MSNBC and CNN and the rest of these, these misinformation propaganda machines. I'm so thankful to see them crumbling. I'm so thankful to see them losing all of their viewership because they've been lying. They've been spewing hatred and discord amongst the people. They have literally been poisoning the minds of people for God knows how long. And finally, they're being held accountable by the bottom line, which is $. Nobody wants your BS anymore. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody's having it. Nobody cares. Simple as that. We're over
Amen.
it. We're denouncing this toxic culture, and we're creating communities based upon those who have resonating and aligned belief systems, value systems, period.
I used to be afraid of the dark.
Oh, man, shout out to my guy right here, man. I'm finna go out so y'all can see his channel. His name is Aquarius Wave. I want y'all to be able to know how to spell his name right there. Please go check this guy out, man. I'm finna go and hit the subscribe button on him right now. Shout out to Aquarius, man. He hit everything right on the nail for me as somebody who was a Democrat myself. Yeah, man, the culture just, it pushes you out of it anytime you try to do any thinking for yourself. You know, they ride for you as long as you are in agreement with them with everything. But as soon as you question one thing, oh my gosh, you're getting kicked out. And of course, my black card, boy, that thing got took away from me a couple years ago, y'all. As soon as I started doing this, as soon as I started questioning anything, all of my blackness got up for debate, honestly. And I don't know, I never liked the idea of being able, just trying to further my knowledge and further my understanding on the world being looked at as somehow me trying to sell out my people. Come on now. Under the comment section here, it says blacks are the same everywhere. Definitely not true. As an Eastern European, I can fully empathize with you. We also have a toxic working class mentality with our own problems and generational trauma like child abuse, but leaders want it to stay that way. We need to let it go and build a new self-identity by ourselves. I was just saying, man, I'm with you, brother. So much degenerate behavior that's, you know, going on in black hatred. And I'm so happy that I was able to leave the left a long time ago, you know, a couple years ago. And I just hope that so many more of us continue to wake up to this, because I mean, black culture, man, this culture, like, I didn't even know that BT wasn't even owned by black people anymore. I thought that the owner just switched from male to female. I thought that it was some guy that owned it, and then Deborah went into ownership with it. But now they don't even own it no more, bro. And that's another thing. Why do we cry about like Grammys? This is a random rant right now. I've always hated us black people just getting upset at the Grammys. Oh my God, they won't do this, they won't do that, they won't do this. And I'm sitting there like, bro, we created BET, the BET Awards. Yeah, I know, but they need to why y'all trying to force people, why you trying to force yourself into people's spaces and then force them out of our spaces? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they not allowed to come, all right, whatever. Bro said left-leaning politics bring out Meg the Stallion. Oh man, for sure. Now I'm not gonna act like we didn't have what's her name, Amber Rose out there. You know, I'm not gonna act like that. You know, but I totally understand what he meant. He was talking about just having the idea of having a black woman on stage twerking at a political rally. I totally get what it means. Somebody says, great video, great message. As the CEO of my life, I've been living my life as such for years now with a great sense of freedom, pride, self-respect, and never a need of for validation. Bravo. My man said no Diddy and think he knows what's best for the black community. Oh, people, bro. They you see what I mean? They try to pick. You can tell when somebody went into this video not willing to receive anything, because they're just sitting there waiting on one thing that you to say for them to focus on, to go, oh yeah, everything you said is invalid. These people, man.